Hello everyone, welcome back to our daily issue analysis Dia. And today also we have come up with very important topic which is there in news. So let's start and let's analyze the topic. So today we are going to discuss about road accidents and they're very important not only from safety point of view, from individuals point of view, but also from the society, economy, and at global level now we are uh, considering it as a very important aspect of well-being and good health. So we'll discuss. So you must have come across this news. Steps to check speeding can save 20,000 lives annually. So this is a report, and this was in news somewhere around 30th June. Also, you must have come across this news as well, which is about road safety, quartet and the road ahead. What are the key observations made by new analytical series on road safety published in the Lancet? So this was also in news on 30th June and July 1. So why are we discussing about it? Why the media is highlighting this? There must be something around this. So the discussion and why it is in news is because of World Health Organization has this decade 2021 to 2030 is being celebrated as for the awareness purpose. It is being celebrated as the decade of road safety, and it has been recognized. WHO has recognized it as a major public health issue. So this was launched last year. Also, this is at international level something is happening and we are creating awareness around it. When our media is talking about it, then we should know that what is the status of India. So India remains among the worst affected, severely affected countries, where the numbers are around 1 lakh, approx 1,48,000 lives we lose to road traffic incidents. And we have lost this. Accidents have happened. 1,48,000 lives lost to road traffic accidents in 2017, and this is as per the data of MORTH, that is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways Statistics. Okay, we also have data by NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau. That data is also around this only, approx 1,50,000. So, however, one data is important for you to substantiate your points in the examination. That is sufficient. Now, we will analyze the fatality rate. So number, that is number of deaths per 100 population. So if we analyze the number of deaths per 100 population in India, it was somewhere around 26.91, 26.9 in 2001, 28.6 in 2011, and 37.5 in 2020. So what you have to do, you don't have to mug up it. You have to focus on the presentation aspect. So whenever you are getting these data, as you can see, it was approx 27, then 28, then 37. So if it is more than zero point 0.5, you can do approx thing. Okay, so it is 27, 29, 38, or you remember 26, 28, 37. Now present it on a graph. So 2001 it was 26, 2011 it is 28, 2020 it is 37. The graph, the fatality rate is increasing. So you can use this data to highlight that how the fatality rate, number of deaths per 100 population is increasing. So this is a value addition for you, that you have to focus on the answer writing aspect, that how to present data. One way is writing it simply and the other way is you make a graph around it and present it. So this is the fatality rate. Okay, the sustainable development goals, they have SDG 3. The third goal is about good being and overall health. Okay, so it also aims, the 3.6 SDG 3.6 also aims to halve the fatalities and injuries from road traffic accident by 2020 2030. So this is also, that's why we have dedicated this decade as the road safety, for road safety 2021 to 2030. Not only that, the road safety comes with economic cost as well. So burden of road fatalities and injuries with the economic cost, that is around 3 to 5, average of 3 to 5% of GDP. So that is another problem. Okay. So these, whatever is there in front of you at present in the slide, because of this it is in news. India has been affected. At international level we are doing something. Fatality rate is high. SDG is also mentioning about it, and it comes with the economic cost. Okay, now let's analyze the issues. Okay, let's analyze the road accident, the issues, the lapses, lacunas. So what will happen whenever we will write about these topics? The general tendency would be that whatever is coming to our mind, we will write it randomly. That is good, no problem. Whatever is coming to your mind, definitely we have to write it. But when we write it in organized manner, we organize it under different subheads, then our answer will look more mature, it will look organized, and it will appeal. It will be appealing for the evaluator as well. So, road accident lapses we can analyze from the point of view of different stakeholders. The first stakeholder is driver, the individual driver. The next stakeholder is the state government. So we have to analyze the issues, the lapses from the state government's point of view. We will do so. Then we have to analyze the lapses from infrastructure point of view. So infrastructure, what are the lapses, lacunas, we will see. Then we are going to analyze the next stakeholder, engineering, investigation point of view. So all these things are going to make sense to you by the end of this discussion. So don't worry about it. Then legislation and manufacturers. So if you analyze these stakeholders, driver, state government, infrastructure, engineering, investigation from the point of view of the criminal investigation system. So if any road accident has happened, then how that investigation is being taken care. Then legislation is there. If we have any laws, and then how are they doing, the manufacturer, because they ultimately they are creating the, they are making the automobiles, so they are also one of the stakeholders. So these are the stakeholders. When you analyze from these point of view, trust me, it will not only help you in organizing, but it will also help you in remembering the overall issue. So you will be able to remember it better, and thus your not only notes, your answers will be also organized. So let's analyze these. Now we will analyze the lapses on the part of different stakeholders. So our first stakeholder is driver. So what are the lapses? Visualize yourself, visualize the stories which you have observed or your observation, and then you will get these points very easily. So the first problem or the lapse on the part of driver is of high speed. We have stories about of so many great people, famous people creating problem road accident because of high speed. So that is one of the problem. Then driving under the influence of alcohol, substance use, that is also because it has been observed when drivers are going for long distance, they are driving for long distance, then most of the times either they will drink or they are under the influence of substance. Not only that, within city also people are driving, drunken driving cases are increasing, that is under the influence of alcohol. Not using proper helmets. No helmets, I don't wear helmets. Why? Because I don't feel comfortable, it spoils my hairstyle. So there are various reasons. We wear only helmet when police fellow is there, when mama is standing, or whatever in Delhi people call tulla. So when they are standing, then only we are going to wear it. But is it for them or is it for our safety? Okay, so we need to know that. Not wearing proper seat belts because we think it is uncomfortable for us. Nowadays, the cars are or the vehicles are coming where you need to wear the seatbelt, otherwise, constant reminder will be there. Okay, still people are violating that. Wrong side driving, another problem. We go for shortcuts, wrong side driving, so it leads to road accidents. Distractions while driving, talking over phone, texting. Nowadays we have Bluetooth, so people talk over phone. Whenever my friends are talking like this, I tell them don't talk to me. Rather you talk later after reaching home, or if it is very important, you park your car on site and then we will talk. So distractions. Sometimes people are let's say emotional issues are there, then also they are distracted, fight, anger, instability in the family. Because of that also distractions would be there. So distraction is also a cause. Okay, talking over phone and texting. However, but sometimes these distraction can be avoided also. Next is overloading. So truck drivers overload to save the cost of transportation. So that is a problem, that is lapse on the part of driver. So now you can see that whenever we took this stakeholder approach, we were able to generate so many points. Otherwise, in your argument, in your analysis, if we would have analyzed only one point, drivers, then we would have written only few things, one or two things: high speed, drunken driving. But now we are in a position to analyze the issue in depth. So this is the depth. This kind of depth is required in your mains answer writing. Now we will analyze the lapses on the part of other stakeholders. Now we will analyze the lapses on the part of our next stakeholder, that is the state government. So what is the problem? What are the issues at their level? The first issue is business as usual approach. The focus of the state government remains still, it remains unconventional, conventional only, with an emphasis on user behavior. Major focus will be given on the drivers or the road users. education, and uneven enforcement. Yes, so business as usual approach is there. But low emphasis on structural changes is being given, such as raising engineering standards for road, signages, and signals. So no focus is being given on structural changes or correction. Engineering standards. In fact, there is also lack of skilling, training for scientific accident investigation, raising policing skills. So those skill sets and the training of those skill sets are still missing. Scientific accident investigation is not happening. It is being treated as just like another case. So we need to also raise the policing skills in case of the road accident. So that is also lacking. Next is fixing responsibilities. With respect to fixing responsibilities on government departments for design, for creation, and maintenance of road infrastructure, we need to fix this responsibility. No single department bears the responsibility to make roads safe. There are so many bodies, NHI is there, state roadways authorities are there are different bodies who are making red, local bodies are there, but nobody is taking care of road safety. So this fixing of responsibility with respect to designing, creation, and maintenance of road infrastructure is lacking. Or maybe you can say everybody is passing the ball in others court, that okay, this doesn't belong to me, because so many players are involved, so many other stakeholders bodies are involved. So we need to fix the responsibility of road safety on some department or some body. Next is about government apathy, government's insensitiveness. Government is not bothered, is not doing enough. So major intervention, if we talk about in India, first was suggested by Sundar Committee in 2007. And in fact, Supreme Court also ordered in S. Rajesh Karan versus Union of India judgment, they recommended certain things, but these both Sundar Committee recommendations or Supreme Court's order, they have not been able to dent this problem. So what they suggested measures like, very good advices they gave. They suggested setting up of an apex national body on road for road safety, national body for road safety, apex body it should be. Then they also suggested fixing decentralized responsibility at district level. So none of these advices, recommendations have been taken. Okay, so this is how you should substantiate. There is no point in now going back and digging deeper about the committee recommendation. How what they have suggested. Use one or two points to substantiate your point. Okay, don't do research. Otherwise, there will be so many things to read. So, are you understanding that how we understood these points of that there are lapses on the state government point of view? So these are the points. Now we will analyze other stakeholders. Now we will analyze the lapses in infrastructure, engineering, and investigation. So these were three stakeholders from an infrastructure point of view, engineering point of view, investigation. So we have clubbed here all these three categories, and for discussion purpose, we have clubbed them on a slide. But for you, it is a category still. So starting with the lapses in infrastructure, poor trauma care facilities are there. So series of studies has been done, and recently it was presented in the Lancet as well. They have calculated that 17% of road traffic injury related deaths can be avoided if trauma care facilities are provided, if it can be improved. And this is significant as several accidents, let's say, they take place in rural areas on highways, and victims are being taken to poor equipped district hospital or medical college hospitals. They don't have good facilities. Trauma care facilities are not there, so they cannot be saved. That golden hour is missed, so we cannot save them. Coming to points related to engineering, there is poor quality of road construction. We know we have experienced a lot of potholes, sudden curves, blind turns, right? So that is the problem. Next problem is related to presence of ramshackle vehicles. Ramshackle vehicle का मतलब खराब, जंजर, which need a lot of repair, but it is being ignored, right? So those ramshackle vehicles are there and it is being used. So these are the problems related to engineering. Coming to investigation point of view, so there is lack of technically competent investigation. So we mentioned about Sundar Committee 2007. So Sundar Committee also pointed out that India lacks a technically competent investigation arm, or there is no wing, there is no body as such. The purpose should be this body uh, should be there that could determine the cause of accidents. National Road Safety Board rules. So 2021 is there, so time to time they can revise. They provide for the formation of technical working groups covering, and among other things, crash investigation, forensics. So there is no such arm. There is a little clarity on whether states have formed such units to aid traffic investigation. So traffic investigation is one of the ignored area. How to collect data, forensics, or suggesting rules, determining the causes of accidents. Nothing is there. For that, we need to have a competent body. So these are the problems related to these stakeholders. Now, if we analyze the lapses in legislation and enforcement, the 2 points can be the first one, enforcement of fines and penalty. If we analyze, so we have Motor Vehicle Act, and it stipulates that there has to be a fine up to 1 lakh for failure to follow norms and stipulations by the designed authority or contractor, consultant, leading to death or disability. And there is a little evidence that even this has been enforced after public inquiry. So that is a problem. The fines, penalties are there in place, but what about enforcement? Poor enforcement on drunken driving cases, we have observed. Nowadays we have equipments. If you are driving, if there is a drunken driving case, penalization is there. But what about enforcement? So whatever is there in our Motor Vehicle Act, the provisions are sufficient in order to check, but lapses are there in enforcement and legislations. Okay, so this is the problem at the level of these stakeholder. And the last stakeholder we have to analyze is the lapses on the part of vehicle manufacturer. So you must have also come across many times the news and the information related to news is related to performance in crash test. So vehicle uh, safety standards are weak in India. Many top selling car models have failed United Nations UN's frontal impact crash test. Few years back, I remember Volkswagen was also part of it, and many times other vehicle manufacturers also they fail, or they are manipulating the crash test. They are manipulating the performance in the crash test. The model vehicle which they are setting for the crash test, everything is good there, but the equipments or the measures are the sensors are not being taken care of, that they are not being implanted in other vehicles. So this has also been observed. Also, there is poor availability of airbags. The sufficient number of airbags is not there in the cars. Even if it is there, then cost cutting is happening on the number of bags. Definitely, it adds cost to the manufacturers. But again, not all cars have sufficient airbags. Even in anti-lock braking system is also missing in many of the manufacturers' devices, cars. So these are the problems at the level of these vehicle manufacturers. Okay. Now we will analyze the solutions. Now the solutions or the way forward we will discuss with respect to the committees which we mentioned. So now here we will take the help of the committees. The first committee is Sundar committee. So the Sundar committee pointed out that India lacks technically competent investigation, and we have discussed in what context Sundar committee should be used when we are analyzing the issues. Now as a part of solution, they recommended many things. So the first aspect is of bringing road design in line with the international best practices. So road design should be accordingly. Then use of intelligent transport systems for traffic management or smart. Whenever we talk about a smart or intelligent, it means that we have how efficiently we are managing the transportation system. Then effective trauma care facilities. We discussed that trauma care facilities are not there. We were having also reports. So the data also related to that. So effective trauma care facilities, be it of availability, affordability, reach, accessibility, everything has to be taken care there. Then there has to be a dedicated road safety board. For what purposes? To oversee the issues related to road safety, be it of making rules, holding people accountability, fixing responsibilities. So there should be a road safety board. Not only that, they also suggested National Road Safety Fund to in order to manage all these things, because ultimately what happens in government, people at the end recommendations will be there and implementations will happen, but shortage of funds will happen. So there has to be a National Road Safety Fund so that everything whatever is there, whatever we are doing, can be taken care. Now we will analyze the another aspect of solution. So after that, there was another committee, Radhakrishnan committee. It was formed in 2014 on road safety. They also told about engineering improvements in road design. They also told about identification and rectification of black spots, and also very important aspect of conducting road safety audits. Okay, so these were the recommendations which you can use for suggesting a way forward or solution to analyze it. Other than these committees, what other advices or suggestions can be given? So suggestion can be of adopting four pronged approach, 4E, 4 E's. What are these 4 E's? The first E is education, second one is engineering, third is enforcement, fourth is emergency care. So 4 E's, it's not new. We have already discussed about sub problems of emergency care, enforcement, engineering, and education. Now, four-pronged approach focus should be on 4 E's. Now, it will give better structure, organization, or your answer, your suggestions will look more organized. So, 4 E approach. And if we follow, if all these things we follow, then definitely we will be able to achieve our SDG 3.6. India is also a signatory to Brasilia Declaration of on Road Safety. So we have a declaration also, Brasilia Declaration on Road Safety. Next is Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill is there. Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill 2019 is there. So as part of that, many suggestions or many provisions are there. Those should be implemented. So what are the features of Motor Vehicle Amendment Bill? They focus on Motor Vehicle Accident Fund to provide what? To provide insurance cover to road users in India. They also focus on good Samaritans. So for now, good Samaritans not liable for any civil or criminal action for injury or death to victim. So they focus on that as well. There is a focus on vehicle recall policy. The vehicles which are outdated, especially which are creating problem or ramshackle, they need repair, injury. However, pollution I told with respect to air pollution. So vehicle recall policy, which are threat for safety, so there has to be a recall policy. Then a steep hike in penalties should be there to put a check on people who are doing this, like drunken drive and other cases. So steep hike in penalties can help. Okay, and the last point, never miss the behavioral aspect. I have been telling it every time. All my students who are there in touch with me or who have read, who have studied under me in the past, you know that this aspect is very important. That is behavioral changes and nudging people. We should nudge people time to time with respect to wearing helmets or wearing seat belts. So I remember very important practice how the police people are doing it in Bangalore. So in order to create awareness, they nudge people to wear helmet. How sometimes there will be a person dressed in the avatar or the costume of Yamraj, and if somebody is not wearing helmet, the Yamraj, the person will chase the people, riders. So what is happening? Next time when you are not wearing the helmet, then you will be nudged. No, I should wear it because it is for my safety. Otherwise, Yamraj is waiting for me. In Uttar Pradesh, I remember in Lucknow, in place of nudging people, in order to nudge people, what they did, Lucknow Traffic Police, in order in place of punishing people or putting a fine on people, they gave one helmet. They gave roses to those people that yes, be nudged and now wear it. So this is very important aspect. Okay, so hope you all enjoyed the discussion. It was holistic, and we have tried our best to cover from all the dimensions. Don't run after material, revise it again and again, and then only you will be able to reproduce it in your answers. Okay, so enjoy, take care, bye bye. And yes, the notes, the handwritten notes related to this topic and the previous topics as well of whatever we are covering under dia, you will be able to find it in our Telegram channel. So if you have not joined, join our Telegram channel and take care. Bye bye. See you.